A volcata, or a tipping off axis towards the leader kind of move in tango, comes from the word that means a tipping or a dumping out. So basically you're tipping the follower over to relax their leg and then play with their leg around their axis, put them back on axis and exit. My preferred way of helping people get comfortable and ready for doing volcadas is to use a door jam, where you can practice solo, get comfortable with how your body needs to work in order to resolve the volcada, to lean on the leader, to let your leg be free, and then put that into practice with another dancer. Plus, everyone pretty much has a door jam and a floor in their house. So you don't need a partner, you don't need special equipment. You just need to practice the timing of relaxing your leg and how that fits in with the timing of your leaning over. If I start here, I'm on axis, and what I need to do from here is to tip forward as if the leader were backing up from me. This would be a pretty big volcata, so notice how far I'm leaning. If the leader's feet were where the door jam is, that's a large volcata unless you're performing. For the social dance floor, I suggest that or smaller. Really, you only need enough tip to free the follower's leg up, get the follower's foot around the follower's other foot, and resolve the move in some way. So really, you only need to tip the follower forward far enough so that one leg is free of the other. This is fancy, but most people fall and they can't do it correctly. So a small one works better. And for the followers, it's more elegant, it's less scary, we're more likely to do it. So first I'm going to practice is leaning in and coming back. I don't want to change my regular alignment of my back when I'm tipping. So if I let my hips fall forward, or if I let my chest fall forward, I'm going to have a lot less strong balance into my supporting leg, and therefore probably not be able to move my free leg. So if I have this twist, I can practice lean, come back to axis. Lift your core so you're ready, lean, come back to axis. Once you feel comfortable with that, lean and feel when your leg wants to relax. I always say that this is like driving, and I think it really is. If you stop at a stop sign, and then you hit the gas to start your car up again, it takes a while for your car to speed up. When you lead a volcata, you're following a volcata, your free leg doesn't go shooting out like you'd hit forward your car at the stop sign. It takes a while for 30 or 40 pounds of leg to get moving. So when I tip, and then my leg follows. I tip, and then my leg frees up. So I have to really lift in my pelvic floor, lift in my core, so there's room for my free leg to fall. If I'm facing you, I have to have room for that leg to fall right under me. If that leg falls out here, that's not following my actual tip. And if I don't have room for it, if I'm holding it up in the air or something, it's not going to tip well. So right down my midline, and the leader wants to move me around my midline in order to move my leg around my standing foot and step on it, or around my standing foot and unwind and exit. Or if you're doing something really crazy, say with a voleo, again, it's around my standing leg and get out of the move. When I'm leading a volcata, what I'm trying to do is keep the follower's midline directly in front of my midline. When I'm asking the follower to tip, I want to tip the follower straight towards me so I can hold them up. If I'm tipping the follower so I have to hold them up with my shoulder or tipping them over this way, that's when the follower gets very nervous. So as a leader, see if you can make sure that your center is always in the middle of the follower center. If I can turn the follower around, but I'm still keeping my middle towards their middle. This will make the follower feel very, very secure. And one of the jokes in my classes is I have people in my class, one really huge guy who's over 250 pounds easily, and I can lead him in Volcadas because I'm holding him up from my middle. I'm not strong enough to hold him up any of the wrong ways. I can only do it the correct way. So think about always being basically holding the follower up from your feet and your butt right in front of you. So you can practice that. If it's a stick or something like this as a leader, you can practice that feeling of where you need to stand in order to create a good volcada. As a leader, here's what I think about. When I start a volcada, especially a V1 where the follower is on balance and there are no flying legs, I line up and then I try to go backwards from the volcada from that moment so that the follower tips. I don't, and I'm right in the middle. So I think about it as somebody kind of sucker punched me in the center and I have to jump back and I end up with a foot on either side of the follower's midline. Then I have a very wide margin of error where I can use my body English for my feet to adjust the follower around their standing leg and finish the step and then exit. From the side, what I want to think about is that the follower gets all the lean. So if I take my feet back, I think I'm leaning a lot, but the follower's not getting much lean. If I keep my feet closer but really stand up straight, the follower gets quite a sizable lean right from me taking maybe a foot-long step. So I think about starting with the follower, moving away from the follower so they're on a lean and not me, adjusting their foot in. I have to start leaning as they're getting to the cross, and then both of us moving out of that space. So I don't practice this a lot without a follower as a leader, but you can practice where your feet go. For me, I have a salida, followers in my center, back up from my center, adjust the follower to the cross, and depending on the follower, I'm either going to have more weight on my left, so I'll move forward with my right, or in some people's cases, I'm going to stay on my right and push off to my left. Usually, I'm pushing off and going here because the follower's cross is over here, and I want the follower to exit out of that move in a straight line if possible. If I go around the follower and then leave off this way, look what happens to the follower's axis. This is really scary for the follower. So I'm leading the volcada. You do a salida, catch the follower's volcada, put them in the cross, and exit line of dance. If I'm adding a voleo, I have my salida, I lead the voleo, I catch the follower's weight again, hopefully in my middle, send them to the cross, and exit with them, line of dance. If I'm leading the reverse volcada, I've already put my follower's weight, usually I do them from my ocho de tete. So I'm usually moving my follower's leg around, catching their step, and then leaning them towards me as I back up. So usually that one turns a little bit, so I'm on line with my follower here, and then exit. Whatever way I turn with that, let's say we start here, follower gets to ocho de tete, their leg goes behind, I suspend them, I back up, or I move around behind them so that we can both exit on balance. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the doobly-doo down there, or you can email me or contact me through my website, elizabethwartluftango.com, or I'll see you in class in Portland.